Hi there again, it's Chris. This week we're going to go through renovations and refurbs part 2. So moving on from last week, just going to go through some of the things you need to have in place to get through and get a good renovation refurb done. So one of the vital things obviously is a schedule of works, and this is going to break down a list of the works that you need doing, and it's best to get this in as much detail as possible, because what you want in the end is basically a turnkey, which basically means that when you've actually got the renovation done, there's nothing else to do. It's just there, it's just done. There's nothing to finish off yourself, etc. So to do that, you have to break it right down. Now what we can do is go through each room. So when you're going through the rooms, you need to look at these essential costs, and I've got 7 of them outlined here. So you're looking at decorating. So for your average 3-bed, you're looking about £2,500 for redecoration costs. It's painting, walls and ceilings, and then you've got skirting on top. Floorings, you're looking at carpeting a room. The average size room anywhere between £300 and £500 a room. And if you're fitting, say, laminate flooring, that could be £10 per metre squared for fitting. And on top of that, maybe £8 plus you can pay, walnuts and stuff over £15–20 per metre squared for the actual materials. 3, looking at ceilings and walls, so you're looking for cracks. Obviously you're going to look for anything structural, but most of it's just going to be plaster. Plaster's dried out, so you're going to have some small cracks, etc. to maybe fill. And then you've got damp to look out for as well. And sometimes it could well be worth obviously getting a survey if there's particular damp problems. You think more than just a little bit of damp, maybe due to previous owner tenants not airing the house properly. So if it looks like it could be worse, then obviously get yourself a damp survey done. Joinery at 4, so you're looking at skirting boards, architraves, the floorboards and doors as well. Do they need replacing? Windows, maybe the average about £500 per window. And then your central heating cost to replace full central heating, say 2–3 bedroom house, £3,000 to £4,000. But obviously, as we went through it last week, that more than pays back itself. So the cost in that will come back, and then some. And then you've got electrical work. Depending on the size of the house, number of rooms, etc., anywhere between £2,500 to £6,500 for a rewire. Now, these are some of the costs broken down per room. There are other items to add to that as well, but that would cover most of it. And then you have to do that for the entire house, room by room, to work out your costs. Once you have that picture, you can outline to the builder what you want done, and that is your schedule of works. Now always obviously get a contract in place with your builder. You must do that. How do you find a builder? Well, word of mouth is one thing, obviously friends and acquaintances, family, but obviously try and compare like with like. There's quite a big difference between a builder coming along to basically just maybe skim a room, etc., and putting an extension or doing a loft conversion. So try and compare like with like when you're getting word of mouth quotes, because it doesn't mean that they're going to be able to do what you need them to do. Where else? Well, obviously mybuilder.com is one of the biggest for comparing, and then obviously everybody knows probably checkertrade.com as well. Now, when you're getting your builder up and you're trying to sort things out, so first off, as I said, you need a contract. You also need to stage payments. So I would say any builder worth their salt is going to have money stashed away. They're going to have money to start the work, to get the materials initially. So don't pay up front. Yeah, strange enough. Pay in stages. So as they do one stage, first fix, etc., so they've done one stage, there you pay them if the work's up to the standard. Otherwise you get them to finish it off, then to the next stage, etc. That's the best way to do it. And site visits, yes, it's good to have a site visit once a week, see how the work's going, etc. You are paying for it. It's an expensive cost. Certainly go to visit once a week. All I would say is don't go visiting every day, etc. Not only is that going to wind up the builders, it's not going to add much value to you, and it's going to be your time wasted largely. But certainly once, maybe maximum twice per week, to check on what the builder's doing. So if you can put all this into place, you stand a good chance of getting a good renovation and refurb done at the right price. Only thing to mention, obviously, when you are going through these checks, etc., to get your builder, obviously aim for minimum 2, but ideally 3 different quotes, and don't just go for the cheapest quote. Very often it might be the middle quote, it might even be the more expensive quote. The idea is what kind of finish you get and how is that going to add to the value of the property at the end of the day. Obviously, when you're doing any of this, add what is called a contingency, generally anywhere between 5 and 10% on top of the costed amount that you think. So if it's £30,000 you think to do the renovation, you should be aiming to add at least £2,000-3,000 extra just for anything you weren't quite expecting to turn up does. If you don't do all that, then you're going to have a good refurb, you're going to add more than the value, and at some point you're going to be able to take that value back out again to move on to the next one. Okay, thanks very much. Until next week, bye.